Hello viewer. I just want to use this video to kind of show a few pictures I've drawn over the past few years, and what's a bit interesting about them is kind of how they progressed and how they kind of reflect on feelings and sorts of things that I was going through at the point in time that kind of influenced me to draw them. But yeah, so uh, this first picture actually it was something actually I found online, and it was my first semester of college uh, back in 2010. But yeah, I like that picture, and I kind of drew it, and I won't really go into why I drew it, but you can see this one actually I had found it on the internet also. But what, like during this time it was kind of like the dark period, you could sort of say, and I was always obsessed about images and pictures of death, and yeah, my Facebook was like full of pictures of death, and I had like my laptop was loaded with them. But yeah, the only reason why I kind of keep this picture is kind of because it was the first picture I kind of took seriously by drawing it with ink, and yeah, it was online, but and I just wanted to practice with drawing with a pen and just trying not to make a mistake, and somehow they actually turned out pretty good. But yeah, that was back during fall 2010 also. And this right here, I'm not necessarily sure what it was, so I'll just skip that. I just playing around with the pencil, maybe. This one's dated uh, early. This one is dated early 2011, so I'm sure it's around about January, somewhere around that time period. Again, just something I just probably just got it one night and started drawing on, and some weird something that looks like some sort of demon coming out of the ground or hell or something. I'm thinking that's why I was kind of going with that picture. Yep. So this one is dated uh, January 27th, 2011. So the other one came before it, of course. And yeah, so this one I titled it Unseen Tears. It pretty much, I was kind of drawing that the way I felt because, even though I didn't necessarily show anybody tears or anything that during that time period, that was still like during the time that I was kind of, you know, experiencing the effects of depression, and not necessarily depression maybe, but it just was one of those times where I kind of felt alone, and that's what I guess the guy represents, being out alone and sort of blurred because he doesn't necessarily exist in a way. So possibly he's unseen, and the sky is cloudy, and I guess rain or water would pretty much kind of shows that So I guess a rainy day would represent crying or something, but kind of relates to the guy. Kind of getting lost with what I'm trying to say here, but hopefully you can picture what I'm talking about. This one, it was dated summer 2011. See, I didn't date some of these until after I drew them, so I kind of just put the time period when I drew it, and not the exact month and day. But I like this one. I remember actually drawing this one the nice cloudy day as usual. It seems like when I draw my pictures, but uh, actually it wasn't. I can't remember. But what this is kind of like putting your left hand over uh your eye, sort of look like that right there, and hold a sheet of paper with your other hand, such as like this, and you're looking at it. And I guess what I was trying to show was somebody getting this picture. Maybe somebody sent it to them, and perhaps the person who's covering their eyes crying, or maybe there's a message on it or something, but that the heart with the Sith in it is supposed to represent something to them, but not a specific person, but you know. But yep, there's that one. This one I titled it "Consumed," and it's dated January 18th, 2012. Uh, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's like two personalities within the guy, and there's one good side, and there's or maybe the side that doesn't necessarily know who he is, and the other side that kind of embraces the dark side of him and that sort of death. I don't know. Well, yeah, but it's just two personalities, and he doesn't really necessarily know who he is and or who he wants to be, or possibly doesn't want to be who he is, but he can't help that. There's that one. This one is interesting. Why? Well, it's dated. That's the last one dated. Yeah, this one I drew. This one the day after I drew the other one. It's 19th, 2012. But what's significant about this one is, I know my arm looks kind of long on that picture, but this was something I actually did to myself, like back in 2010. Yeah, there's my cigarette lighter in my truck, and then I burnt the words "Hope" on my arm. You could probably still see it. There's the E right here, and the H right there, and the Sith still view. Yeah, you can still see the Sith right there, but yeah, I do this picture kind of just to, I don't know, just enjoying what I did that day, and I don't have to necessarily explain why I did it, but yeah, that word was supposed to be, I don't know, I was hoping that it would become a symbol of hope, and the Sith part would sort of oppose that, so it kind of goes back in that mixed personality or identity or whatever. But yeah, this one, a few days after the other ones, it was the 2012 January 26th, and you can see the little images on the wall. They look like ghosts or creepy little things or whatever. And once again, the Sith. I know I have on a lot of pictures, but looks to be sort of like a cave, and I was getting that sort of Oblivion vibe out of this, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. But yeah, and I guess maybe what I was drawing, I can't remember exactly what I was thinking when I drew this one, but I guess that you were close to getting out of a certain dark area or something, or maybe representing that dark area in life. Somehow, maybe during this time period when I drew this, I felt that I was, I may have felt good or whatever, and was trying to show that I was making progress and, perhaps getting out of a dark area in life. What's this next one? Yeah. This one, drew this, what's the date? Alright. Where's this other one? Drew it, June 2012, June 30th. Yep. I just kind of felt good on that day when I drew that, so I don't know, I just wanted to draw something peaceful. This one, as you can see, I titled it "Divided I Stand." Drew it September 26th last year, 12:40 a.m. I guess that's when I finished it, but yeah, I during this time period, like I may have said on another video, summer last year, I kind of changed, and for very positive reasons. Not as a reason, but the change was positive, and I was talking about this whole separating yourself from the world thing, and that's kind of where this picture came from. I was like viewing the world as a dying place, and maybe an angel or something, or not necessarily you're an angel, but or I'm an angel, but just perhaps he's the only one who feels that, or he just feels alone, and he's just trying to he divides himself because he feels that that is the best way to live and the only way to survive. Uh, this one, it kind of goes right back into the dark area, but perhaps it was just the way I felt that night that I drew this. But yeah, well, that evening, maybe, I don't know, it's 4:14 p.m. I drew it in the daytime somehow. Presently, I'm wondering why that was. Maybe that was during. No, it was in. It was in October, so like, I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's that. Wow. I hadn't drew anything for quite a while since then. It seems. I get that date back on that picture. That's supposed to be. Well, maybe it was right. But yeah. Anyway, this one is the latest one I drew, and I started on it the 17th and September 17th, and finished it 18th, pretty much in the morning. That's why I got AM written beside it. But this one, this little necklace I wear a lot. This one, I've had this thing since like for about 4 years, and since I'm thinking somewhere in this September. So I kind of drew this. I was just thinking about the fact that I had this thing for so long, and I've been wearing it just about every day. And anybody who kind of knows me and sees me a lot will pretty much know this necklace. Something I made. Something I made back then in 2009, or this month, or earlier this month, that time period ago. But kind of drew this for that, and I wanted to include the necklace in it, which the necklace has been with me through a whole lot of things, and so not that I'm worshiping the necklace or anything like that. And I know it sounds kind of funny, but yeah, the necklace has been with me for quite a bit, and just because of the fact that it when I think about it, is I think about everything that's happened over the past 4 years, and it it's only 4 years, but a lot can happen, a lot has changed, and I've learned a lot and gone through a few things that you know. So so the hands coming out of the ground, they represent sort of some of the bad times that I've faced in down times, and the me holding the sword and the necklace sort of show that I've been through some things, but somehow I'm still standing, and I still haven't been consumed by some of the dark things and negativity in life. And so he's sort of fighting his way out, or either just showing that he's not going to be taken down, and that's mainly what it's just a symbol of strength in a way. And I kind of do the other stuff in the background just to give it that sort of dark feeling, the church looking place, and uh, the especially this looks to be an angel without a head. That's without the head. And you may wonder why I drew without the head, but it just, I don't know, it gives it that bit of darker feeling. So you can't have butterflies in the background showing that you've been through something. You gotta draw something there. So yeah. Anyway, I think that is about it. There's some funny stuff I drew a while back, but yeah, that's it. So overall, you can kind of see the progression and how things can change, and how what each picture displays in a bit. Like from used to be what seemed a whole crap load of dark stuff to sort of some symbols of hope and fighting back and strength. But yeah, anyway, this Eric came on. You can probably can't hear me as good as you could before, but Thanks for watching, and like if you liked, and see you talk in another video. Thanks for watching.